this, although it might look like the best toy you'd ever wake up to under the Christmas tree, is very much not a toy at all. This is the BMW CE02, and it is an electric motorbike. Now, that definition in and of itself leads to some issues, because while this has been in theory designed around the idea that it can be used by people well under the age of sort of normal driving license age, in Ireland it's never that simple, and because even in this form, and this is the most basic version with 4 kilowatts of power and a maximum speed of 45 kilometers per hour, this is technically still a motorbike, and so you do need tax, you do need insurance, you do need a license, you do need a helmet and all that other stuff. Obviously one would recommend having a helmet at all times on something like this anyway, but the idea is perfect for short commutes. Not particularly heavy in spite of its looks. It does look kind of chunky and almost like a proper motorbike, although in, sort of slightly maybe, 4/5 scale. You've got these gorgeous anodized suspension forks here. You've got a little digital screen here for your readout. You've got a clamp here for your mobile phone. It even has ABS brakes and a form of stability control. It is all very sophisticated. There are other versions. There's more powerful versions with speeds of up to 95 kilometers per hour. Again, you very definitely need a full bike license for those. And it'll do in and around about 45 kilometers on a full charge of the battery, which goes in here. Obviously, you do want to be careful charging it. The advice is don't leave these things charging overnight inside your house, because the batteries can have issues in that respect. But speaking as a complete non-biker, a total novice when it comes to two wheels, and someone who the last time he did try getting on a bike fell off at 0 miles per hour, it does still look quite tempting, doesn't it? The whole thing in 4 kilowatt form only weighs 120 kilos or 136 kilos if you go for the faster version. And it is designed to be easy and simple and sort of untroubling to ride. It's twist and go and squeeze to stop, obviously. So, could something like this take off in Ireland? Well, that's a bit of a trickier question, because they're not cheap. In fact, the cheapest version in Europe still costs €7,500. So, and it's very easy to start adding options and start bumping that price well up into 5 figures without trying too hard. However, it does look awesomely cool, I have to say. Whereas most scooters, and certainly most e-scooters, look pretty geeky and gawky, this looks like someone has taken a dispatch rider's bike and shrunk it slightly. It is very cool looking, and I am going to go and have a go. Now, this might be pure comedy, because it might look like someone strategically shaved an orangutan and put them on a bicycle, but I am going to go and have a go and see what it's like to actually ride. So obligatory silly helmet and balaclava shot, but we're just taking a brief break out here for some photos for a few people, and I am being good. Look, armor plated jacket and proper trousers and gloves and all the rest of it, so we are being safe. This thing is kind of brilliant. And again, speaking as a complete non-biker, it's just enormously good fun. Yeah, this one does top out at 45 kilometers an hour, but frankly, when you're not used to it on two wheels, that feels really quite quick, actually. And actually, it's a thing for getting around town in. So much safer than an e-scooter, or because you've got big proper wheels, you've got proper control, you've got ABS, you've got stability control, you've got lights, horns, indicators, everything. You are safe, and you are safer for those around you. Yeah, it's a lot more expensive, as I said, at least $7,500, and that's before you start ladling on Irish VAT and VRT. But as an urban transport solution, this is one of the best I've come across. Okay, obviously, walking and cycling, probably better again. But if you need to get somewhere reasonably quickly and in comfort, and let's face it, look really cool doing it, net of the gloves and helmet and the balaclava, obviously, this is probably the right way to do it. Anyway, a bit more mileage to do yet. Please forgive the helmet hair and the massive mark across my forehead that the helmet has left. But this thing is just phenomenal. I mean, not only is it really good fun, of course it's good fun, it looks like a toy, and it kind of responds like one too. But it's much more serious than that, which is, in fairness, reflected in that chunky price tag, because if you want one of these, not only are you going to have to spend at minimum $7,500 on one, you're also going to need to spend on, you know, the armor-plated jacket, the proper trousers, the boots, the helmet, the gloves and all that, because you will need them. And I don't just mean that in a regulatory sense, I mean that in a being sensible and looking after yourself kind of sense. But once you've done that, as a way to get around short distances, and particularly in town, this is fabulous, because it's not a scooter and it's not a motorbike. And by that, it means, A, it looks cool. I mean, it really does look very cool, doesn't it? I mean, that does not look like some nerdy little scooter, but it's also quiet. There's no, you know, chainsaw noise of a two-stroke engine. And much more importantly, unlike one of those damned e-scooters, which I really think should be banned, look, proper suspension, proper wheels and tires, proper brakes, which means that you can drive over bumps, you can drive over drain covers, you actually have control of the vehicle. And that to me is just hugely important. Yeah, okay, so it's not cheap, but it's a lot cheaper than a car. It's a lot better for the environment than a car. It's great for, you know, city centre air quality and all that kind of thing. So if you live, you know, anything less than 45 kilometers from work, and you want to get there easily and cheaply, I honestly think one of these could be an answer. Not for everybody, obviously, and you do need to take the time to get your bike license and to do all your safety stuff, but frankly, for something as cool as this, I think it might just be worth it.